Welcome into Steelers Talk. I'm your host, Jack Sperry, and today we got a lot of great Steelers news and rumors topics to discuss right here on the show. First up, I'm going to tell you about the latest Steelers injury updates. 3 big-name players that we have big Steelers injury updates for today. We'll be breaking those down at the top of today's show. Then we'll be breaking down Pittsburgh's defensive dominance and some numbers that really stick out to me and just the historic start for this Pittsburgh Steelers defense that I want to share. And then I'll finish up the show here. Make sure you guys stick around because I'm going to tell you why Justin Fields has earned QB1 status, not only for the Pittsburgh Steelers, but among the NFL as a whole. I really do appreciate you guys stopping by today. Get us started down there in the comments section. The Steelers are a top blank team in the NFL right now. Are they top 10? Are they top 5? Are they maybe top 15 and maybe they're being a little bit overrated right now? Let me know what you guys think down there in the comments section. For me personally, I think that they're right on the, right on the line of top 10 right now. Then we get to Ian Rappaport here, who says that the Steelers' impressive rookie right tackle Troy Fautanu, who is placed on IR this week, suffered what is essentially a dislocated kneecap and will have surgery to repair the ligament damage. Fautanu is out for the regular season, though could return if Pittsburgh makes the playoffs. Now, I think that this is a very concerning injury. Fautanu was actually playing pretty darn well. He only really got to play in that Week 2 matchup against the Denver Broncos, but he really held his own. He was really looking good, and then boom, done for the regular season. And I think the Steelers are going to make the postseason, so there might be a chance we see Fautanu by the end of the year. But for the foreseeable future, it will be Broderick Jones, who has had some really big struggles at right tackle in his career, especially this season, to finish off the year as this team's starting right tackle. Now, this is concerning to me because, like I've said, he has struggled to this point in the year. You take a look at this just in general through the first 3 weeks of the year for Broderick. He's got a 44.2 general PFF grade. The run block grade isn't fantastic at 46.4. And by the way, that's what he's supposed to be good at. And he's got a 46.4 run block grade. And his pass block grade is a little bit better at a 59.6. But I do think that might be a little bit padded because he didn't have to go up against Joey Bosa for much of the game in Week 3 versus the Chargers. Bosa left the game with an injury. And you take a look at his grades here versus the Los Angeles Chargers, not much better, right? 51.2 overall grades, not terrible, but he's going up against a backup edge rusher. These numbers are concerning to me, plain and simply, guys. And this isn't even counting the stuff that we've seen from Broderick in the preseason and in earlier weeks, right? So Broderick really needs to step up. He really needs to show that he is worth that first-round pick that the Steelers spent on him 2 seasons ago. And now Spencer Anderson is going to be the backup right tackle. Now, you might be saying, but Jack, what happens if Broderick Jones gets hurt? Who's going to play the other guard spot? Well, until Isaac Seumalo comes back, which might be this week, by the way, it would be Mason McCormick playing left guard instead of Spencer Anderson. So right now, the team is currently asking Spencer to practice both at guard and at tackle in the case that Broderick Jones has to leave with an injury, or even if Dan Moore Jr. gets an injury, my guess is Broderick Jones would go over to the left side, and then Spencer would be playing right tackle. We can take a look here at another report here from Mike Garafolo and a signing here for the Pittsburgh Steelers at this position. Today, the Steelers are signing veteran offensive tackle Calvin Anderson. Sources say Calvin Anderson is a veteran offensive tackle that's played for the Patriots before. He stinks, guys. He's not going to be a factor in this, in my opinion. I do think the Steelers might prefer Spencer Anderson at right tackle if there's an injury moving forward. So what say you guys? Let me know down there in the comments section. What's your confidence level in Broderick Jones at right tackle? Put it on a scale of 1 to 10 for me down there in the comments section. I hate to do this for today's pinned comment, but I'm going to probably give a 2 or a 3 to today's answer. Not a ton of confidence in Broderick Jones, if I'm being completely honest, but let me know. It is today's pinned comment. YouTube's going to throw you an ad break here in just a couple of seconds. And when that happens, take advantage of that time by giving me a number between 1 and 10. So the latest on Alex HIghsmith, he got an MRI on his groin today and is currently awaiting the results before setting a timeline as I'm recording this video. Now, maybe by the time this video comes out, we have an answer as to the timeline for Alex HIghsmith. I do say it sounds like when Alex has been speaking to the media here, it sounds like that he's going to miss some time, okay? And that's what it feels like. It feels like he's going to miss a little bit of time here, whether that be a couple weeks, maybe even a couple months. We don't know, okay? The MRI results, when we get those, that's going to be the answer. But Instead, I feel very confident that Nick Herbig is going to be able to do a lot of good things at edge rusher for the Pittsburgh Steelers. He did it yesterday on Sunday versus the Los Angeles Chargers, getting 2 sacks. He had a forced fumble. He was absolutely unbelievable in limited action yesterday. And now he's going to be a full-time starter moving forward as long as Alex HIghsmith is out. So listen, man, this is why you have a guy like Nick Herbig. This is why you draft a guy like this, because if you have an injury to TJ Watt or Alex HIghsmith, you're going to be just fine with your top 2 outside linebackers on this roster. And you take a look at the Steelers' defense overall, and this is a historic pace that the Steelers have set through the first 3 weeks. Now, obviously, the Falcons, the Broncos, and the Chargers offenses, they're not world-beating offenses or anything like that, but holding NFL offenses 3 straight weeks to under 9 points a game, that is just unbelievable, all right? That would be just an absolutely crazy figure if they can keep this up the entire year. So obviously they're first in that department right now. They're first in yards per game, given up as well at just 229.7 yards per game, just about 230 yards. The run defense is really good right now, especially going up against a team like the Chargers that can run the piss out of the ball. Stopping those guys was no easy feat. They did that yesterday, and then the pass defense is also looking pretty darn good. I will say with the HIghsmith injury, especially if he's going to miss over a month here, I would say expect the Steelers to make a signing at outside linebacker just like they did on the offensive line with Calvin Anderson here. So definitely keep your eye out for that. If they make a significant signing, we will make sure to get you guys a breaking news video. And then in another injury update here, kind of a surprise, Najee Harris was seen in a sling at the Steelers facility today. Now, it might be nothing. He might just be sore after a really physical football game against the Los Angeles Chargers yesterday. I'm sure we'll get an update from Mike Tomlin at his press conference tomorrow. I will have the latest on Tomlin Tuesday on tomorrow's video here on Steelers Talk. Now, coming up here on Steelers Talk, why Justin Fields has earned QB1 status, at least in my opinion. We're going to be breaking down some very key stats from the first 3 weeks of Justin Fields' Steelers tenure and why I think he has taken another step forward since his time with the Chicago Bears. But before we get into that, if you guys want to get a Justin Fields jersey from our friends at Fanatics, they just restocked them on their website. You can go to chatsports.com/Fields right now to get a great price on a brand new Justin Fields jersey, a Steelers jersey. It's absolutely fantastic, guys. I think I'm going to be ordering one of these things in the weeks to come here, man. It's just a lot of fun watching this guy play quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So if you want to get a Justin Fields jersey today, you can go to chatsports.com/Fields and get this jersey in your collection today. So where I'm at when it comes to Justin Fields is that although, I wouldn't be like up in arms if the Steelers ended up going to Russell Wilson, I am still curious to see what this offense could look like with him as their QB1. Right now, if I'm Mike Tomlin and I'm in charge of the Pittsburgh Steelers and I'm the one making the call as to who's going to start next week, even if Russell Wilson's 100% ready to go, I'm going to go with Justin Fields. And when you're putting up numbers like this, man, it's pretty easy to see why. That completion percentage is far and away the best of his career. Now, obviously it's a 3-game sample, but he has never been this efficient in the entirety of his NFL career. 73% completion percentage was unheard of for this guy just a season ago. 518 total yards through 3 games, 2 touchdowns and 1 pick. By the way, that could be 3 touchdowns if there's not an OPI on Van Jefferson in week 2 versus the Denver Broncos. And next year, I'm going to tell you guys what I think Justin Fields' biggest jump between last year with the Chicago Bears and this year with the Pittsburgh Steelers has been. But before we get into that, make sure you guys click that subscribe button right now, because if you're enjoying today's video and you want to watch our videos every single day, we have these videos for free on the channel every single day, getting you guys the best damn Steelers coverage that you can get here on YouTube. Also, we have breaking news coverage, so if they sign another outside linebacker here with Alex HIghsmith slated to potentially miss time, we're going to have a video on that. We're recording this during our Steelers Talk live show. We go live every Monday, every Thursday, and every Steelers game day. And so join the over 60,000 Steelers fans already subscribed to the channel by joining the largest individually run Steelers community here on YouTube. Okay, now, the big jump for Justin Fields, in my opinion, from last year to this year, is that he's getting the ball out faster. All right, he is taking what the defense is giving him, and he is getting rid of the football instead of just holding it, waiting to make a big play. Okay, last year, you take a look at his average time to throw. It was by far and away the longest in the National Football League at 3.32 seconds. That is way, way, way too long, all right? People talk about Russell Wilson holding the ball for too long. His was about 3.1, okay? And he was one of the lowest, one of the highest in this regard last year as well, okay? But Justin Fields was on a whole nother level, and this shows that last year he wasn't seeing the field, he wasn't processing information, he was consistently trying to make the big play downfield instead of taking what the defense was giving him. However, this year, big jump in this department for Justin Fields through the first 3 weeks, 2.82. He has cut that down by 0.4 seconds in just one season. Now, he's not the fastest processor in the world, and I don't think he's ever going to get to that point, but 20th in the NFL is a hell of a lot better than 45th out of 45 quarterbacks in 2023, right? So I think that this jump has significantly helped him out here, and he's taking less sacks. He's not making not a bunch of negative plays. He is keeping the offense on schedule, which is why the Steelers' offense has had the relative success that they've had. Now, another thing that I'll say here is that I do think that Fields is still dealing with some accuracy issues. His average depth of target isn't very high. It's only 6.8 yards in terms of the average depth of target, and then the on-target percentage, which measures how accurate a quarterback is, he's only ranking 21st. So not only is he not really pushing the ball down the field, but he's also below average in terms of his accuracy. So if you're going to look to something to bash Justin Fields on here, it's that he's still not the most accurate quarterback in the National Football League. But the biggest leap that he has made, guys, from his time in Chicago to here in Pittsburgh, is that he's not trying to just constantly make that big play. I think that play style kind of got burned into his brain in Ohio State, where he could hold on to the ball forever if he wanted to. But in the NFL, he has realized and he has learned that you got to get the ball out if it's not there pretty much right away. He's finding his checkdowns, he's finding the guys that are open, and he's taking what the defense is giving him, and as a result, he's doing a very good job at keeping the offense on schedule. And two stats that show that are his positive play percentage and his bust play percentage. So the positive play percentage is keeping the offense afloat, right? Positive plays, all this different stuff. Right now, he's top 10 in the National Football League in that category at 46.8. And then the bust percentage, meaning huge negative plays, all these different things, he's at a 12.8. Okay, and that's also top 10, and that's close to top 5. So not only is he keeping the offense in positive situations, he's avoiding the negative situations, which is why the Steelers have been able to move the ball the way that they've been able to move it through the first 3 weeks. It's not super explosive, but it is methodical, and it is very bruising on an opposing defense. Some more encouraging stats from Justin Fields through the first 3 weeks here. He's top 15 in passer rating, also top 15 in passing points above replacement. That's something that he hasn't really been very good at in his career in terms of the points above replacement as a passer. Right now, he's above league average. And then the big time throw percentage is close to top 10 at 4.7%. Then the EPA, another advanced analytic, has him in the top 10 at 2.27. So Justin Fields is doing a good job keeping the offense on schedule. I don't think that he's a top 10 quarterback in the National Football League, but with the Steelers defense playing as well as it is, he's managing the game in an effective manner. He can make some big plays down the field when you need him to, and he's the type of quarterback that the Steelers can win double-digit wins with this year and maybe even win a playoff game. So let me know, is this statement true or false? Justin Fields is a top 15 starting quarterback in the NFL. Is Justin Fields an above-average starting quarterback in this league today? Type T if that statement is true, or type F if you think that statement is false. So now if you made it to the end of today's show, that makes you a real one. By you making it to the end of this video, guys, it tells the YouTube algorithm that our fans and the people that watch this video really enjoy our content. So I want to thank you guys, and I want you guys to identify yourselves down there in the comments section. Type real one in all caps if you made it to the end of today's show, and make sure you click that subscribe button if you haven't already, because if you're a real one and you make it to the end of the show, you got to be subscribed to the channel, man. We got videos here every single day for free for you to enjoy. So what are you waiting for? Click that subscribe button and join the Steelers Talk family.